It's March 16th, JLD here, and welcome to MSTR today. In this show, we're talking about Bitcoin to 444,000. We talk about fear, greed, volatility, volume. I give you a whole breakdown on the golden cross, what that could mean coming up. We also talk about my portfolio breakdown. It's Sunday, so I've been DCAing $210 every single trading day into MSTR. I give you the full breakdown where I'm at. And of course, we have an epic video with Michael Saylor today, so don't miss that. Please comment below where you're watching from. Comment for support. Let me know what you're thinking about MSTR, about Bitcoin right now. And remember, this video is not financial advice. And let's dive in. Okay, today's first post from Michael Saylor himself. Bitcoin is an orange dwarf, the brightest object in the financial system, growing stronger, hotter, and denser as it attracts capital. And how does it feel to be part of this orange dwarf? Let's go. Chris wants us to know that Strategy currently owns 11 times, that is 11 times more Bitcoin than the second largest public corporate holder, and over 26 times more Bitcoin than the third largest public corporate holder. It's not even close. Here's the graphic, the top 10 largest public corporate holders of Bitcoin. And this is just a visual representation of Strategy being so dominant. Mars in second place, but they're a Bitcoin miner. Like, you have to go all the way down to Tesla to really count an actual corporate holder. They're at 11,000. And with Saylor and Strategy's new announcement of 21 billion ATM for Strike, we know that we're only increasing this lead by a lot going forward. The Bitcoin therapist wants us to know that this will one day be known as the Saylor Cycle. I have to agree with this because guess what? Saylor's buying all the Bitcoin. If you sell your Bitcoin, he's buying it. End of story. Moving on to Josh Mann. This is the 444,000 prediction. Without going into too much detail, I will post this entire poem in the show notes. You can just check it out. I'll post a link to this here in the show notes. But this guy predicted 129 days ago, he predicted 84,000 Bitcoin on March 14th, which is 2 days ago from the recording of this episode, March 16th. He was within 0.0027% of being correct. Absolutely crazy. A lot of people would call it luck, and there probably was some luck involved, but there's something else going on here as well. This poem is really interesting. It's causing a big stir, and now his next call is 444,000 for Bitcoin. He doesn't give a specific timeline on it from what I can see or tell. Maybe it'll come out later, but he's definitely talking about this cycle. So if that happens, watch out above. MicroStrategy wants us to know that Bitcoin's next move is coming up, so buckle up. And he's talking about, after nailing Josh Mandel's 84,000 target at yesterday's close, BTC is now coiling like a spring, trading in a tight range while leverage stacks up on both sides. And you can see in this graphic here, the leverage is just stacked. If these shorts get triggered, it's just going to burst through. And the same thing to the downside as well. There's a lot of people betting long and a lot of people betting shorts. We'll see who wins that bet. BitStrategy says fear and greed. This is what drives volatility and volume in the market. Without these emotions, we wouldn't have our bustling strategy marketplace. Holding Bitcoin is different. Bitcoin is driven by hope. Saylor takes the fear and greed of the market and converts it into hope. I love being a shareholder. I'll never stop. Bitcoin therapist, no one has enough Bitcoin right now. Look at 2016, the golden cross happened, 139% gain. 2017, another golden cross happened, a 2,200% gain. I remember that. This is actually when I got into Bitcoin for the first time. Not at the bottom, unfortunately, but I got in at that time. The golden cross happened again in 2020, 1,190% gain, and it hasn't happened again until just now. Hasn't happened since 2020 until now, 2025. 5 years later, what is going to happen? I kind of think that you might not have enough Bitcoin right now. The Bitcoin therapist says 444, the prophecy has been written, because it has, if you believe in Josh Mandel's prophecy. And Adam Livingston wants us to know that Strategy is preparing for a high magnitude breakout. The rejection of lower lows coupled with renewed upside momentum this past week signals a shift in market control from weak hands to strong hands, a classic hallmark of Phase C in Wyckoff's reaccumulation schematic. The recent surge in volume during the upswing relative to the prior downtrend affirms the thesis that this is demand-driven price action, not a dead cat bounce. From a probabilistic standpoint, the path of least resistance is now sharply higher. The chart, and I'm about to show you the chart, is primed for a measured move projection using the depth of the prior channel as a pivot range. And then I just want to scroll down to the chart, because we have not seen the highest MNAV number in my humble opinion, says Adam. And you can see where he's drawing this chart from the prior high to the most recent high, the low, the low, the low, and now he's primed for wherever that goes. And we're going to end with Josh Mandel himself, because I just think that this is such a great quote. I love it. I've already told it to like 10 people so far, and they get it. And I know you will as well. You do not plant a seed in the grounds and then dig it up every day to see that it is growing. Bitcoin will grow. And that really resonated with me, because so many people, it's just like they have like this scab and they just keep itching at it. And no, like, you know that Bitcoin is amazing. You know that it's just a matter of time. You know that it's my favorite word, inevitable. So you plant the seed, you enjoy your life, you go hiking in the woods, you play with your kids, you have fun with your friends, you enjoy life, and you know that Bitcoin is growing, and you don't need to dig it up every day. In fact, if you do, it's just going to make it harder for the seed and for yourself. So let's just be honest about that. And now we're going to dive into an epic video with Michael Saylor, per usual, as soon as we get back from thanking our sponsor. So check it out. I know we're all looking to stack more Bitcoin and MSTR, and to do that, we need more fiat. So let's chat about our sponsor, ShipStation. We all know the market can seem pretty chaotic at times, but if you're in charge of order fulfillment for your business, you already understand chaos. While we might not be able to help calm the chaos in the market, ShipStation is here to help when it comes to shipping and fulfillment. I've used ShipStation to easily automate shipping to customers around the globe. My favorite part about the platform, managing orders in one simple dashboard makes an otherwise massive task feel pretty darn simple. Plus, ShipStation not only integrates with the services and selling channels you already use, it's also the fastest, most affordable way to ship products to your customers. ShipStation hooks you up with discounts up to 88% off UPS, DHL Express, and USPS rates, and up to 90% off FedEx rates. Calm the chaos of order fulfillment with the shipping software that delivers. Switch to ShipStation today. Go to shipstation.com/MSTR to sign up for your free trial, or click the pinned comment below this video. That's shipstation.com/MSTR. And thank you for supporting our sponsors that allow myself and my team to continue to produce these daily videos for you for free. Now back to the show.
Bitcoin is immortal capital, right? You can keep your money for 1,000 years. A 10 basis point fee works out to a useful lifetime of 1,000 years. All the other long-term capital assets have a life of 10 to 100 years. Find a business you want to invest in that'll be around for 500 years. Find a building that will last for 500 years. Find a bond that will pay off in 500 years. Find a piece of art that'll still be legible in 500 years. And finally, what we all know in this room is that Bitcoin is, and digital capital is ethical capital. It's the only thing in this world you can truly own. If you have possession of the keys, if you have possession of the knowledge of where the keys might be, you own the thing. No one can take the thing away from you. Everything else you have in this world, you own at the pleasure of someone more powerful than you until they decide to take it away from you. Satoshi gave us property rights, sound money, sovereign money. It's a network, but what is it? It's the world's most powerful network. 800 exahash. What's the measure of digital power? It's exahash. 20 gigawatts. All the electricity, all the power that fires up the US Navy. It's also got the most economic power. My company spent $33 billion to buy 2.4% of the network. Do the math in your head, you'll realize there's $1 trillion of real money that has flowed into this network, and there's $1 trillion of smart money behind it. It's the world's most global, fault-tolerant, unstoppable network. Each of those ASIC chips is hundreds of thousands of laptop computers. You'd need trillions and trillions of computers to dent this network. And then, of course, many people say, oh, I get it, it's a network effect. It must be a network. Yeah. Well, it's not a Metcalfian network. That's just enough information about networks to hurt yourself. It's not getting more powerful with the square of the number of nodes. It's getting more powerful based upon the amount of mass, energy, and capital flowing in the network. It's a Newtonian network, like the solar system. When the white dwarf comes past your planet, it's going to suck the atmosphere off your planet. A white dwarf is not the same as an asteroid the same size. They are different. Bitcoin is the brightest thing in the financial universe, right? Heat and light. It's the most interesting. It's growing stronger. It's growing hotter. It's growing denser as it draws the capital of the world into its orbit. What capital? Physical capital. People are selling their buildings. Financial capital. They're going to trade out their low-grade bonds, their currencies in third world and in the second world. Foreign capital. They're going to sell their Siberian real warehouses and their Russian natural gas rights. It's drawing antiquated capital, the capital of the 20th century. It's drawing smart capital. Anybody that thought about it and thought, do I want to be invested in something that's going to decay or be destroyed over time by 100 uncertain risks? Or do I want to just keep my money in cyberspace? And then digital capital, right? The AIs, they don't get the bank account. As the economy digitizes, people want to move digital money at the speed of light with a million transactions a second. You're not doing it with a Siberian warehouse. You're not doing it with natural gas or gold. You're not going to do it with any 20th century asset.
And there you have it, another episode of MSTR today. Hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed creating this for you. And please comment below if you got some value from this. I love your likes. I love your comments, where you're watching from, what you're thinking. We have some great conversations in the comment section, so keep those rolling. As promised, my portfolio breakdown is every single Sunday. So here we are at Sunday, and check it out. I am currently at a total gain of negative 4.83%. Now, if you remember last week, I was down 22%. So this has been quite the comeback. Obviously, up 13% on Friday was a big help for that. I'm currently down $504 on the entire year so far. And as I kind of scroll down, you can see some of these gains I have are incredible. Like last week, one of my purchases, I'm up 25% on because I bought it $236. Right here, cost per share, $236. And so that's up 25% just in the past handful of days. So this dollar cost averaging, sometimes I'm buying the highs, sometimes I'm buying the lows, but overall, I am bringing my average cost per share down to $312 average cost per share. I think at my high, I was around $338 cost per share. So dollar cost averaging, it's had some ups, it's had some downs, but I'm going to keep doing it this entire year because I'm committed to it. I'm committed to strategy, to you, my viewers, and to Michael Saylor, of course. And remember, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So make sure that you are spending time with the right individuals. Fear, uncertainty, doubt, it's everywhere. It's just part of the world that we live in. But we don't need to just absorb that every single day. So I'm honored that I'm part of your 5 for at least this 10 minutes of your day. And as I like to say, it's inevitable. And as Michael Saylor loves to say, there is no second best.
What's the second best? There is no second best.